Good morning, everyone. Welcome back to another Apples and Tiaras vlog. So today I'm up in beautiful Prescott, Arizona, visiting my mom for the weekend. And I thought I would sit down and just talk to the camera today because I feel like my last couple of videos I've been very honest and open about teaching, and I want to clear some things up. So let's be honest for a minute. So I want to just start by mentioning, oh, you can see me back there. Let's see, what's the best angle here? Maybe this one. Yeah, this is good. Okay, so you're gonna hear a lot of airplane noise because my mom lives by the Prescott Airport. But I wanted to just start by making sure that all of you who are watching my videos understand that I love teaching. I absolutely love it. I still love it. I still love going to work every day. I still get joy going into the building, and I still feel supported by my administrators, by my district. So I just want to make sure that I preface everything with that information. I absolutely love the school that I work at. I absolutely adore my administrators. They're so supportive. They're so wonderful to me. And I just can't mention that enough, because I feel like a lot of teachers on TikTok and Instagram and whatever other platforms there are have been, they're not happy. And I understand that. I completely understand that everyone has the right to share their opinion about their workplace, and if they're unhappy in their job, that's fair, and that's totally okay. But I think it's important that you, as my audience, my viewers, my friends, I think it's important that you understand how much I still enjoy my job. So let's be honest about that. A lot of you asked me, because my last video I shared about a behavior issue and something that happened during the day, which I fully plan on continuing to share, because I think it's important for people to understand the types of things that teachers are working through. But a lot of you asked me, why did that kid return to the classroom? If you're not sure what I'm talking about, you have to watch my last vlog. I think it's called February something teacher vlog, or 1 quarter left or 4th quarter or something like that. But basically a child was removed from the classroom and then returned to the classroom after certain behaviors. So I think it's important for us to understand as teachers that our administrators have a really hard job. Yes, they make a lot of money, and that is for a good reason. They're in charge of managing all of the behaviors in the school. And the school that I work at is pre-K through 8th grade. So if you can imagine, that's a lot of students. And with middle schoolers on campus, they are making up the majority of the behavior problems in the school. So, when we have these big behavior problems and we send a child to the office and we want support and we want them, disciplined for what they've done, if the administrators are not available because they're attending to their other duties, like going to an IEP meeting or at a district meeting or meeting with another parent or talking to another student, you have to understand that they're not sending this child back because they want to not support you. They're sending that child back because they simply don't have the time to deal with it. Now that sucks. That reality is ridiculous. The simple fact is there just aren't enough administrators in our schools. There just aren't. We need principals, we need assistant principals, we need deans of students, we need behavior coaches, we need school psychologists, we need counselors. We need so many people on our campuses to help support our children that have these major behaviors. We just do, and there aren't enough of them. And that's just my personal opinion. I really don't think that, don't get me wrong, there probably are some pretty crappy or crummy administrators out there. Luckily, I've never had to encounter one. Well, that's not true. My first administration in my first job was not great. And someday I'll do a story time and just share with you guys how that went. But for the most part, every other school I've taught at, the administration has been amazing, and I've never ever been unhappy or left a job because of the administration, ever. So if you're in a position where your administration is not supportive and you're miserable, then you should definitely quit and find a different job. But don't quit teaching altogether, because if it's something you're passionate about, you should stay in it and you should seek another place of work. That's the beauty about teaching. If you don't like the school you're at, you can move schools. It's very easy. So I think it's important to mention that like the administrators on that day that child was sent down, one was out sick and one was in an IEP meeting. Hi, sweet boy. And the other one was dealing with like a legal issue with another student, like something that has to go to court. So yes, the behaviors that child did were unexcusable and unacceptable. The parent was notified and the child was sent back to class after having a nice long break. Like, they did have a break. It was like a good hour and a half in the office. They missed their special, they missed their lunch recess, and then they came back to class. So I think it's important airplane that we're cognizant of that. And the other thing is that I have to mention is, you know, we say as teachers, like, oh, the parents aren't doing anything, or oh, nothing's changing. But let's be honest. Are you calling? Because I'll be honest, I don't call every single parent for every single problem, because I simply don't have the time to do so. I have 90 students, and by the time I get to the end of my day, the behavior problem that started at the beginning of the day has left my brain. It's gone. If I don't contact the parent immediately, I typically forget about what happened, and I really don't usually follow up unless I feel like it's really necessary. So the really big behaviors, yes, I call the parent, we deal with it that way, and no, some of them don't do anything about it, or no, maybe the parents are doing something and the kid's behavior is just not changing. Maybe the parent just isn't doing enough. So I think it's important to know, like, there are demons that come with departmentalizing. And I could see it being a problem in middle schools and in high schools, where teachers just were so burnt out with all of the other things that we need to do in our day that by the time we get that minute at the end of the day to call a parent, we've either A, forgotten about what happened, or B, we don't actually get the time to sit there and we have to spend our extra time contacting parents. That's why I love Dojo so much, because it is immediate feedback. Most of the parents that I have are diligent about checking Dojo, and if their kids lose points, they ask questions. Like, for me, if my kid loses a point on Dojo, I'm asking why that point was lost. Like, what did he do? And that is on me as a parent. There's a lot of parents that don't check Dojo. There's a lot of parents that don't respond to emails. But also, you know, take a minute to reflect, like, are you communicating every single behavior problem with your parents? Or, like me, are you letting certain things go because you just simply don't have the time to respond to them, or I guess react to them or follow up with them? Because that's one of my problems. I have so much going on during the school day that by the time I get the opportunity to call, it's already the end of my day and I'm going home. So I try as hard as I can, and I know most of my parents are trying as hard as they can too. But also remember, the parents of the kids in our school, they're working. They're working parents, you know, and that's part of the problem. And that's a whole nother topic. Our parents aren't even home to parent their kids. And that's not their choice. That's how it has to be. They're working. They're trying to make ends meet. They're trying to parent their kids as best they can. So we just have to be a village, you know. Every year when we get our new group of students, we just have to make, you know, the effort as a team, teacher, parent, to try and combat all of these things as a village. So those were just kind of the two things that I wanted to like talk about today. Because I don't want any people coming to my channel and seeing me talking about negativity and thinking that like, oh, she's just another one of those teachers that like hates her job and wants to complain about things and blames admin and blames parents. Like, no, I take 100% responsibility for the environment that I'm in. I feel like I have really good management. I feel like I make really good connections and relationships with students. And sometimes that just isn't enough. And there's certain things, certain aspects about the teaching world that we just can't change, at least not yet. So I just want my viewers, to have an open heart and an open mind, and just remember that we are all in this together, including our students. I know a lot of my kids are watching this right now, and just remember that I do love you, and no matter what you do, I'm going to care, and I'm not going to quit on you, and we will get through it. And just, be the best you can be. And parents of students who are watching this, continue to do the best you can do. Be a team player. Join the village, and we'll get through this together. So, cheers to everyone. I hope you have a fabulous rest of your day, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye, guys.